Hello, my name is Wendy and today we're going to be Silly Squad detectives because I'm going to show you how to take somebody's fingerprint. So you're going to need a few things in order to take part with this video. You're going to need a piece of white paper. In fact, you're going to need a few pieces, so I suggest you get one big piece like this, A4, and fold it into 4 pieces, and then if you cut down the creases you will get 4 pieces of paper this size. You will also need some sellotape, some scissors and a pencil. If you've got a pencil that's lovely and soft, then that will be fantastic, but otherwise any pencil will do. So I'll give you a minute to find those things. Welcome back. Did you know that nobody else has fingerprints like you? Your fingerprints are unique. They are special to you. Well, there are just a few people who might share fingerprints with somebody else. I wonder if you could guess who they might be. Can you have a think? Somebody who's going to be very much like somebody else. Have you guessed? Identical twins have the same fingerprints, but for the rest of us, our fingerprints are all our own. So, what are we going to do? Well, first of all, take one of your pieces of paper and I would like you to draw a square like that one. Mine's about 2 centimetres down and 2 centimetres across. That should be about the right size. When you've drawn your square, you're going to need to fill it in with your pencil. Really give a good scribble and fill it in so you can't see any white. Now comes the fun bit. When you've done all the scribbling, you've got a nice square. What you're going to do is you're going to take your finger and you're going to rub your finger in that square. So you take your square and you rub your finger over it. Put it on the table so you can rub quite hard, because what we're trying to do is get all that lovely pencil onto the tip of your finger. So when you've finished, you should have a nice grubby finger. Can you see, like that? Now what you're going to do is take some sellotape. Try not to touch it very much if you can help it, and you're going to stick the sellotape over your grubby finger like that. Can you see? Now you might want to just press it down a little bit, because what we're trying to do is get that pencil fingerprint off your finger and onto the sellotape. So when you think you've pressed it down enough, then gently peel off the sellotape and, taking another piece of paper, a nice clean piece of paper, stick your fingerprint to it, and it will look a bit like that. You can't see mine very well, it's quite faint, but you'll be able to see yours a bit better. So you've taken your fingerprint. Let's have a look at your fingerprint. What does it look like? What do you see? There are 3 quite common types of fingerprint. These are the ones that most people have in their finger, or one of these things. So you might have a fingerprint that has something called loops. And this is where the lines on your fingerprint curve round and back on themselves to form a loop shape. Are your fingerprints like this? Another sort are called whorls. That's a funny word, isn't it? W-H-O-R-L-S, whorls. I always think of it like whirlpool, because that's what they look like. They look like tiny whirlpools or circular or spiral patterns. They look like they're going round and round. Are your fingerprints like this? Another pattern is arches, and these are lines that make a wave pattern, and they go left to right or up and down. They look as if they're going somewhere rather than going round and round. Are your fingerprints like this? Some people have a mixture of different patterns. Have you? Now we have one more thing to discover today. We've already done one fingerprint, but I'd like you to do the same finger on the opposite hand and take that fingerprint and then have a look and compare the two and see what you see what you can discover. So can you remember what to do? First you need to draw a box, don't you? Then you colour it in with your pencil. Then you rub your finger over the box to get the pencil all over your finger. Remember, it's a different finger this time. And then you put some sellotape over your finger, and then you stick the sellotape onto a clean piece of paper. And there's your fingerprint. All done? Have a look at the two then. What do you notice about them? You should see that the fingerprint patterns are the same, but the opposite way round. Because all your fingerprints have the same pattern. It's just that this hand has them the other way round to this hand. So now you know how to take fingerprints. Perhaps you could take the fingerprints of members of your family. I hope you've enjoyed finding out about fingerprints and finding out that yours are special to you. Have a great summer and keep reading. Bye.